Ordinary powers expression always gives the fear also. But you need to know the person with whom these powers are invested is deeply compassionate. It is not that power I have is political or legal.
Okay, Swamiji.
Invested on me because of my status or some outer world achievement. It has blossomed in me because of my compassion. Please understand, a lotus can blossom only in the water. So the inner powers, spiritual powers can blossom only in the compassion water.
Okay, Swamiji.
See, you feel I am like a judge. I may pass a judgment without listening to your argument, which may be hurting you. So better not to go to him at all. That is the engram. But you need to understand, I may not listen to all your arguments, but the judgment I pass is based on the intense compassion. I may know the arguments which you don't even know your side as it. So many of the arguments which you present are too silly. But I know much better arguments which you can present for your side. And not only that, the decision comes out of powers vested in me because of my compassion. I always tell people,
Yes, Swamiji.
because I am tirelessly spending my time and working towards helping the society, more and more energy is expressing through this body.
Okay, Swamiji. Even I am afraid to ask a simple question, which is.
See what I am saying? When you are tirelessly working towards making money, all the things related to it will be attracted to you.
Okay, Swamiji.
So when I am tirelessly spending my energy, sharing with others, more and more energy is coming to me. If you are a devotee for last 6-7 years, you will simply know how the whole thing is flowery. So just only decision from my side is whatever energy available to me, I will share it with others. See, more and more and more is expressing. Powers and energies I have is not conquered or grabbed or taken away from somebody or given to me as a legal or political status. You understand? In the legal or political status, somebody who is not qualified can get into that post. But in the cosmic status, cosmic law, only when you are ripe, it expresses through you.
Okay, thank you, Swamiji.
What happened to all this power of awakening, kundalini, levitation, materialization, everything? Where are all these powers hiding? Please understand. How come suddenly all these things are expressing? It's not that they were all not there. They were there. But even I did not have the will to express. I neither have the will to express even now. Nor I had at that time, neither I had at that time, nor I have now the will to express. It is just expressing. So I want you to know, you don't need to have any fear bringing it to me about my judgments. My judgments are completely from compassion. Come on.
Hey Swamiji, I noticed that there was a recurring pattern of guilt in most of the things that, or many things that I do. For example, having a habit of doing yoga in the morning and kriya, for example, meditation. And if I wake up in the morning and I feel like doing something completely different, like playing music or something like that, I feel, oh, I should be doing this. I create kind of expectation of what I...
But what I am saying, that I should be doing this will be different every day.
Yeah, that's true though.
It will not allow you to dig deep in any one thing. For example, if you are interested in practicing music every day morning, if you are able to excel or something extraordinary in that, doing that is not wrong. But 2 days you will do music, third day, I think yoga is much better. And after 2 days, I think N Kriya is better. After 1 week, it's okay, tomorrow let me sleep. It is just the useless whims and fancies of the mind. You understand? Kind of a whimsical mental setup. Come on, next.
Yeah. I have two examples of one in which I don't know why I think that way, and the other I know why I think. One is I have a deep unknown fear for law enforcement people, immigration people, lawyers, although I have done nothing wrong. In the US, we citizens are given, actually it's a call for jury duty. We are called to do it. I have a hard time seeing all those cops around and lawyers, but I have to do it. The thing
Even
is,
though you are the judge,
even though I am the
you
judge,
are going to pass the judgment,
Yes.
but you are afraid.
yes. So this is one example where I don't know why I think that way. Second one, another example. Another example is like, even though I do Nitya Dhyan and I am deeply into spirituality, I have an uncontrollable obsession to know about the military things. I look at the military aircrafts, the military items. My 12-year-old daughter asked me, how does this two go together? And I couldn't answer her. So that was two examples where they don't match with what I believe in. But and I have an example of I know the cause, but I'm unable to come out. Like I know all my major outer world problems are because I work for somebody. I don't want to work for somebody. I want to do something independent of my own, but I don't have the courage to do it. So here is an example where I know why it is causing it, but I'm unable to come out of it. The earlier ones where I don't know the reasons why I'm afraid of law enforcement, but there's a thought pattern. So I just wanted to express my thank you.
I think you coming out, even knowing and opening up, will take that engram out. Now you will see the power of that engram over you will not be there. Suddenly. There is something called opening up. When you really open up and verbalize, you receive certain understanding in your own system. It's like a acupuncture. See, they poke you, but make you painless. That's a funny thing. If you have a back pain, go to an acupuncturist. He will put a needle there, but suddenly your back pain disappears. How? Because a certain chemical under the skin gets released, which can not only heal the pain of that needle, it can heal all the pain exists in that area. Same day, when you open up, something inside you gets released. Not only it heals the things which you opened up, even the things which are deeper inside.
Hi. It was really interesting when I started writing. I realized that I attacked like problems from all different angles. Oh, sorry. That I attacked problems from all different angles, and they all ended up in the same problem. And that was for me to play the game or not to play the game of the outer world, because I feel very detached after doing spiritual practice, and it kind of scares me because it's the scary feeling of being too disconnected. So I guess that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Swami, I've been married 27 years. I got married when I was 17 years old. And I blame my marriage, my elders, everybody. No matter what problem I have in my life, I blame it on my marriage. And I also have fear of taking up responsibility. I know I'm capable, but I drop it saying I'm not capable. This is the first time I've stood up for myself, and I'm here for this program. So I've stood up against everybody, and I've said, no, I need to go, and I've come here. So that's the first step I've taken, Swami.
Come on.
I must confess that I don't know anything about nothing. But for the last few years, I've been having some strong urges to do something, but not knowing what to do. So it's reflective in my business life and my personal friendships and personal relationships. I'm making wrong decisions.
See, there are some things you know. There are some things you don't know, but you know you don't know. There are some things you don't know and you don't even know you don't know. There are some things which you don't know, but you know you don't know. But there are some things you don't know, you don't even know you don't know. I am digging into that layer only. See, if you know, no problem. Forget about it. You know. Second, you don't know, but you know you don't know. That is also no problem. Third, you don't know, but you don't even know you don't know. That is what is the curse given to Karna by Parsurama. Understand? You know the story of Karna and Parsurama. Karna went and learnt some things from Parsurama without revealing his real identity, by cheating. So Parsurama curses him. You will not remember this when you really need. So he doesn't even know what is going to disappear from him. Taking this as an account that he know all these things, he gets into the war, but he doesn't even know he doesn't know that. It is not going to be there with him when he needs. That is the, I can say, the worst punishment. Parsurama says, all Guru Drohis will have this curse. See, Karna is not a fool. He would not have got into the war with Arjuna unless he is very sure he has a Brahmastra, Nagastra. Many astras he got it from Parsurama. But the fool forgot. It is not going to work when he really needs. The unconscious mental setup, it is like a false ceiling. You forgot it is a false ceiling and tried to poke it, and it gave way. Understand? Many times you don't know, and you don't even know you don't know. That is the big problem.
Just want to give two examples. One is that whatever I do, like going for a shopping, selecting a sari for myself, I really don't remember what color I like or what pattern I like. First, immediately the thing comes is like whether my father-in-law likes it or my husband will approve it, is the price fine, all these things. I'm not able to enjoy what I do. And the second one is, I'm not able to sleep properly. I'm getting disturbed for the smallest sound. I get disturbed and I don't have a proper sleep at all.
I can say, again this lands into Anahata only. Expecting the others' approval. Few people have started commenting that, why do you wear the color dress? I said, I feel I am wearing. If you are not interested in seeing, close your eyes. That's all I said. You have freedom to close your eyes. But wearing is my response, my freedom, my body, I am covering as I want. When did I sell my body to you? No. I sell only the words I am uttering. Not my body. It's mine. Get lost. Then everybody kept quiet. So you need to reclaim your boundaries without being arrogant. See, what I did is not arrogance. I am not interfering in your life. And I don't talk to people or advise people unless they come and ask me. I am very clear. That's why even in the NTV, I said, if they want to log in, let them log in and see. So I think you need to reclaim your life, your freedom. In a very humble way, but sharply, strongly. Come on.
Koti Pranam to Swamiji. I have 2-3 problems. One is at my family front. I'm unable to handle my teenage boys, and since I learned something about with the ashram, I've been with the ashram and your teachings, I wanted to implement them to them so they can be, as a mother, I really want them to grow without all these small teachings I really inculcate.
See what I am saying, the percentage of parents' contribution in the children's life has reduced from 90 to 10 in last 15 years. If 15 years, 20 years before, you can contribute 90 things to your kids, now you can contribute only 10 things.
Okay, second thing, I really want to take a big step in decision making. It's not happening so far, so I need your blessings also. Third thing that you said just now, if we are sharing some happiness moment and somebody comes in between our picture, like mother stand there or father comes there. Whenever I do some puja or spiritual prayer, somebody else comes there. I pray for them. I forget myself and my own problems. I don't know, my mind is not
So praying for others is great, okay, no problem.
I'm not
but
praying
you need to at least remember your problem.
That goes vanish away that minute. Second and last thing is that Guru Droha. I've already taken initiation from Ramakrishna Mata.
That is not Guru Droha, don't worry.
Okay. And
Ramakrishna himself took 10 initiations.
Okay.
So don't worry, Ramakrishna first took initiation from Harilal, Ram Baba,
okay.
that Jaladari, person who gave him Ramlal.
Okay.
And next he went to Bhairavi Brahmani, then he went to Totaburi, then he went to a Muslim Sufi saint, then I can say at least 10 to 11 people he took initiation. So nothing wrong, don't worry. You are only growing further and further and further. Relax. Second
Guru is still alive. I mean, he's
nothing wrong. And I am telling you, all of you, if you go to some other Guru because you are growing spiritually and leave me, nothing is wrong. I am not teaching you to abuse them.
No.
You understand? So as long as you don't abuse them, nothing is wrong. Relax.
And
that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much for whatever awareness you had given in my life. Actually, now I have a lot of faith in you and in the existential energy, and I know that things will happen in the way it should be. So when you actually asked us to list the problems, I thought, since I realized that I have so much faith,
things will happen in the right way is of trust. But that does not mean you should not find out the problems you have.
Right.
When I am in low mood, I don't know why I am in a low mood. I mean, when I'm in a good mood, I don't ask why I'm in a good mood. But
the reasonless low mood is one of the, almost like a cancer. Understand? Do not allow reasonless low mood. First thing. Second, don't try to find reason for that reasonless low mood. See, when you have a reasonless low mood, when I say don't allow reasonless low mood, I am not saying find a reason for it. You will find a wrong reason. Neither try to find a reason nor allow it. That is the worst cancer, where all problem starts.
Swamiji, I have my family problem, but before that I want to say something. Thank you very much. You bring me back my second life, because last year November, doctor said I already died. So you come and help me. So thank you very much. So
I was looking at a lot of your videos, and I was reading Patanjali Yoga Sutras, and very often I know that the cosmic intelligence expresses itself as both the Purusha and the Prakriti, and it's just the junction at where they meet. There's an expression or there's something that happens, and we're not supposed to get involved, get caught with the expression, because it's just the expression, whether it's negative or positive. We're supposed to recollect that we are the Purush. And I try to apply it, but it works for a while, and you're driving down the road and somebody gives you a bad drive, and then you're snap again, and you're going back and forth. I really just want to get to that space where there really is no return to that kind of thing.
We'll do it. Do it. We'll make it happen.
Nityanandam Swamiji. A few weeks ago, I had a deep fear about coming for IA, although I signed up very bravely. And then somehow, over time, somehow the fear disappeared after a while. I also don't know how it disappeared. But then what is eating me over the past few years is, and also the common item is the relationship that I have with my wife, and also our spiritual paths. I have already mentally decided that her map and my map is different in spiritual life. Her GPS is different from my GPS. And it is really eating me up, because I'm enrolling a lot of my friends and people out there to come into the mission, but at home I'm not able to. So that's really eating
That's
me.
what. You may be a philosopher all over the world, but inside the house, like a Socrates. He was a great philosopher for the whole world, but he can't enter into the house. Do you know Socrates lived in the outhouse? He lived his whole life in veranda, because the moment he goes inside, he will be beaten. That's why somebody goes to Socrates, one young man, asks, "Sir, I wanted to, should I marry or not get married?" Socrates says, "Surely you should get married." This guy asks, "What? Your life is hell because of your marriage, you are asking me to marry?" He says, "No. One possibility. If a good wife happens in your life, life will be great. If not, at least you'll become a philosopher." Like me. He says,
the annual was very good. When you asked me to phone up, I phoned up my boss of 20 years. I served him, and finally he asked me to leave. Your job is no good, and he said he didn't pay me any single cent for it. I was just gone. My 20 years of service was gone. So I called him up. I had the courage to call him up and say, "Mr. So-and-so, I'm sorry for whatever I've asked, increment, money, everything." He said, "Why are you asking me this? Why are you telling me this? It's okay." And then he told me, "You are an accomplished person." He told me that. Then the next day he also called me because I was doing the envelope. I didn't pick it up. I did not pick it up. And today I'm penning the things that I felt that I wasted my life working for them. I really felt I'm penning, even though he told me, "You are an accomplished person." I felt that I really wasted my life. And number 3 was, Swami, I'm in the insurance business. So my boss, they have certain plans to follow. So I'm doing the enquiry every day without fail. So there was, we have certain goals to meet and all these things. And every day we have to go and meet our boss. Whatever you do, you must go to fulfill certain goals and requirements and all these things. So I already met my client and spoken to this client who is doing very well. So I almost, okay, ready, close, ready. So but then he said, okay, he wanted to give us a second chance to meet my boss. I already told my boss, you come over, you come with me, since he was asking a pair of questions. So Wednesday was my appointment. Tuesday, my boss called me up. "You're not independent lah, this and that." He started giving me a little problem. On Wednesday, I went to the office to get some quotation for this case. So on Wednesday, he hit my personality, Swami. So when they hit the personality, I went down, Swami. So.
But what I am saying, if somebody can hit your personality, if you are that weak, without even somebody hitting, you will start hitting yourself.
Hey, just Swami.
Being weak is sin.
I was down a few days.
It cannot be justified at all. Life is only for strong people.
Okay, Swami, thanks.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it. Come on.
Swamiji, whenever I'm asked to speak something like this, public, open these things, immediately I get some kind of heart beating raises too much, and I'm not able to resist that actually.
All of you know that the worst fear in the planet Earth, as per the surveys and studies, is public speaking. Not death fear. People are not afraid of death, but they are more afraid of public speaking. Because You always wanted to retain others' good opinion about you. You see, the moment you open your mouth, people will, see, before you open your mouth, they may suspect you are full. If you open your mouth, you will confirm their doubt. That fear, and not only that, at a young age, the school, teacher would have asked some question. You would have raised your hand. Who is the Prime Minister of India? You would have stood up and said, Mahatma Gandhi. Then teacher would have laughed. The whole class would have laughed. That engram gets, then you decide, I will not talk anymore. Why unnecessarily talk? Why unnecessarily do things? Withdraw. The withdrawal becomes a lifestyle.
Putting all my trust in you, 'cause you know it's best for me to lead a blissful life, a life with no more strife. Can't believe the things I do, just to spend a little time with you. Nothing will compare, I know you will take care.
You're always showing us compassion. Your love is endless like an ocean. Nityananda, Nityananda. My life's become a meditation. Ever since we had a deep connection.